जय यशोदानंदना जय ब्रज जनरंजना जय ब्रज जनरंजना जय यशोदा जय जमुना तीरावनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जमुना तीरावनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जमुना तीरावनचारी जय कुंज बिहारी जय जमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा हरे राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव श्री राधे जय जय राधा गिरिधारी श्री राधे जय राधा जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय गौरानिताय जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय 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 गुरुदेव Gurudev, Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Gurudev. श्री श्री राधा माधव भगवान की जय, श्री श्री राधा गिरिधारी भगवान की जय, His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada की जय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्णा हरे 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 राम हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। So, Hare Krishna, everyone. Welcome to this Saturday morning program. Is it too loud? I think that's why it's making that sound. Okay, so yes, before we go to Srimad Bhagavatam, we'll read about His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Thank you. Srila Prabhupada's Lilamrita. The title is London, a Dream Fulfilled, page 823. So, John invited Prabhupada to the manor to hear his recent recording of Cold Turkey. That may be a song. Although such a song held little interest for Prabhupada, John whimsically wanted him to hear it. Taking the opportunity to preach to the great men of the world, Prabhupada went. Within John's main sitting room, Prabhupada sat on the couch before the fireplace. The tape was ready on the large 16-track machine that had recorded it. And as Prabhupada sat patiently, John began to work the controls. Maybe this is John Lennon. Not no? Okay, but the machine wouldn't play. John began cursing under his breath, turning knobs and pushing buttons. Although only Purushottam had accompanied Prabhupada, two other devotees hid outside beneath the windows listening. When they peeked in and saw John struggling with the machine. They began giggling in the shadow. Oh, Prabhupada said, so your machine is not working. Well, never mind. We have also made some recording and we would like to play this music for your pleasure. John resigned himself to listening to Prabhupada singing. Prabhupada was saved from the cold turkey. Prabhupada kept his visit short. As he was leaving, he saw on the wall framed life-size photos of John and Yoko naked. He also saw black and white silhouettes of a man and a woman in various positions of sexual intercourse. Oh, he was observing these pictures in John Lennon's house. On returning to his room, he commented, "It is not good for us to continue staying here." He asked Mukunda to find him an apartment in London. The Bury place, the renovations were still incomplete. And Prabhupada said he preferred to be in the city so that he could oversee the work. The natural setting of a Titanhurst was pleasant, but Prabhupada's host's way of life and his work incompatible. One day, John and Yoko, dressed in black, came to visit Prabhupada, acknowledging him to be a great yogi with mystic power. They asked him to use his powers to arrange with Krishna that they reunited after death. Prabhupada was disappointed. So that's John. Yoko must be his partner or whatever. So they asked Prabhupada to bless them so that they reunite after their death, wherever they go, maybe hellish planets. This is not my business, he said, Prabhupada said. Krishna provides you with life and he takes it away in the form of death. It is impossible that you can be united after death. When you go back home, back to Godhead, you can be united with Krishna. But husband and wife, this is simply a mundane relationship. It ends with the body at the time of death. You cannot pick up this kind of relationship again after death. Wow, Prabhupada answered him. Well, it also relates to us too. So very clear message by Prabhupada. When you go back home, back to Godhead, if we go, there's nothing like husband and wife relationship. Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita ki jai. Okay. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Yes, Canto 5, Chapter 6, and verse 5. This chapter is so far dealing with the mind. The mind. So let's see what it says here. Okay, we'll read word by word first. Kamo, Manyur, Mado, Lobha, Shoka, Moha, Bhayadaya, Karma Bandhascha, Yanmula, Swikuryat, Konu tad buddha kamamanyur madolobha kamamanyur madolobha shokamoha bhayadaya shokamoha bhayadaya karma bandhascha yanmula karma bandhascha yanmula स्वीकुर्यात् कनु तद् बुधा स्वीकुर्यात् कनु तद् बुधा काममन्युर्मदो लोभाः शोकमोहा भयादयाः कर्मबन्धश्च यन्मूला स्वीकुर्यात् कनु तद् बुधाः
कर्मबन्धश्च यन्मूलः स्वीकुर्यात् कनु तत्बुधयः
शोकमोहा भयादयाः स्वीकुर्यात् कनु तद् बुधाः काममन्युर्मनोलोभाः शोकमोहा भयादयाः कर्मबन्धश्च यन्मूला स्वीकुर्यात् कनु तद् बुधाः काममन्युर्मनोलोभाः शोकमोहा भयादयाः कर्मबन्धश्च यन्मूला स्वीकुर्यात् कनु तद्बुधा कामा lust manyu anger madaha pride lobha greed shoka lamentation moha illusion bhaya fear adaya all these together karma bandha bondage to fruitive activity cha and yat mula the origin of which svikriyat would accept kaha who no indeed tat that mind buddha if one is learned. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada. The mind is the root cause of lust, anger, pride, greed, lamentation, illusion, and fear. Combine these constitute bondage to fruitive activity. What landman would put faith in the mind? Please repeat after me. The mind is the root cause of lust, anger, pride, and greed, lamentation, illusion, and fear. Combined, these constitute bondage to fruitive activity. what learned man would put faith in the mind. The quote. The mind is the original cause of material bondage. It is followed by many enemies, such as pride, greed, lamentation, illusion, and fear. The best way to control the mind is to engage it always in Krishna consciousness. Savai mana Krishna padara vindayo. Since the followers of the mind bring about material bondage, we should be very careful not to trust the mind. Om Jnanatimarandasya Jnanati Shlakaya Chakshana Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna Goswami Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Abstaya Bhutale Shrimati Bhakti Vedanta Saraswati Devi Gaurvani Prachanane Nirvishesh Punyavadi Pachya Pradesh. Okay, so this chapter is, this canto is 5. Thank you, Prabhu. Srila Prabhupada was mentioning about different types of disciples. You know, there are disciples whom you tell them to do something, then they will do it, isn't it? And no, they won't do it. They will forget. Then there are disciples whom you tell something, then they are going to do it. And there are disciples whom you don't tell anything. They know what's happening and they will do it. Just like Prabhu brought water to me. I didn't ask for it. Thank you, Prabhu. And it's warm water. Okay, so yes, Canto 5, Chapter 6, verse 6. Chapter 6, verse 5. Yes. The activities of Lord Rishabhdeva. And in this chapter, it is described in the summary that it speaks about how Lord Rishabhdeva left his body. We will not be there at the moment today, but it is going to speak about this. How Lord Rishabhdeva left his body. Amazing thing. He was not attached to his body even when it was being burned up in a forest fire. So if you want to read, you can. His body was burned in the forest fire. Okay, so in the first few verses, even in verses 1 to 4, is talking about the mind, speaking about the mind. King Parikshit asked Sukadeva Goswami, my dear Lord, for those who are completely pure in heart, knowledge is attained by practice of Bhakti Yoga. And the attachment for fruitive activity is completely burned to ashes. For such people, the powers of mystic yoga automatically arise. They do not cause distress. Why then Lord Rishabhdeva neglect them, the mystic powers? And Sukadeva Goswami replied, my dear king, you have spoken correctly. However, after capturing animals, a cunning hunter does not put faith in them, or they might run away. Similarly, those who are advanced in spiritual life do not put faith in the mind. Indeed, they always remain vigilant and watch the mind's action. So there it starts with the mind. In verse 3, All the land scholars have given their opinion. And what is their opinion? The land scholars. The mind is by nature very restless. We all know that. And one should not make friends with it. If we place full confidence in mind, it may cheat us at any moment. And the example, even Lord Shiva became agitated upon seeing the Mohini form of Lord Krishna. And these are all common examples. So Bhari Muni also fell down from the mature stage of yogic perfection when he was meditating under the water. And then verse 4 it says, an unchaste woman is very easily carried away by paramas, and it sometimes happens that her husband is violently killed by her paramas, maybe boyfriend. If the yogi gives his mind a chance and does not restrain it, his mind will give facility to enemies like lust, anger, and greed. And they will doubtlessly kill the yogi. And today's verse, the mind is the root cause of lust, anger, pride, greed, lamentation, illusion, and fear. And when these are all combined, these constitute bondage to fruitive activity. We'll go back to this fruitive activity, material activities. That means pleasing ourselves by sense enjoyment. What landman would put faith in the mind? Okay, write some notes. Let's see. So today we'll be discuss what the Bhagavad Gita speaks about the mind also. There's lots of verses in chapter 6 and also throughout the Bhagavad Gita. Then we'll give some examples of people who have followed the mind's dictation and fell down from their spiritual journey or from their good character. And then we'll see how to control the mind. Okay. Roughly, and I might be able to go through this. Okay, so first, what the Bhagavad Gita says about the mind. And before that, the key points in our verse, today's verse is number one, mind is the root cause of lust, anger, pride, greed, lamentation, illusion, and fear. And these are our real what? Enemies. And they are invisible. We can't see them. They are always hiding. They are invisible enemies. So in our Vedic literatures, in our Sanatana Dharma, it is also always mentioned that we should control our senses and mind. It is mentioned. So that's the first point. We have our real enemies within us, and we have to, we should be able to identify them and fight against them. War, just like current one going between India and Pakistan. Okay, so that's the first thing. And second thing, these are the anarthas, our invisible enemies, and we know them. Lust, anger, Kam, Krodha, Lobha, Moh, Mad, Matsarya. All these are our real enemies. And they cause bondage in the material world. These real enemies, they cause bondage. We come back again and again and suffer in this world. And then it says, what learned man would put faith in the mind? So a learned man means a person who has studied some knowledge about the scriptures. That person is a learned person. And then once we understand that, then the learned person, learned man, would not put faith in the mind. And in the purport, Prabhupada mentions, yes, the mind is the original cause of bondage. We are here because of our mind. And always explained by Prabhupada that once we were there in the spiritual world, but this is a controversy in ISKCON. If we are in the spiritual world, you never come back. Then how come? Anyway, the explanation is that we have a free will given by Krishna. So our mind works also there. It says, oh, look at Krishna, he's enjoying so much. Why not we? So then Krishna makes this beautiful place, the material world, and sends us, okay, go and enjoy as much as you like, but I'll come and help you out too. And when you're ready, you can come back. Taste the life of this material world. So, yes. And the Prabhupada also meant, so this is the cause of bondage, material bondage, when we listen to our mind and when we don't use our intellect, which is above the mind, intelligence. And also it's mentioned that mind can be our best friend and worst enemy. It can liberate us and it can bind us in the cycle of birth and death. And the best way to control the mind, Prabhupada mentions here, Savai Krishna Padar. That's the best way to engage the mind and control it. When the mind is engaged in the service of the Lord and his devotees, we will be able to conquer this greatest enemy, mind, and make it our best friend. Make it our best friend. And Srila Prabhupada warns us many times, don't trust the mind. There is a verse in Amrita Bindu Upanishad, very nice verse about the mind. Man eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo bandhaya vishya sango mukte nirvisham mana. Man eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo bandhaya vishya sango mukte nirvisham manaha. For man, mind is the cause of bondage, and mind is the cause of liberation. Karanam, bandha, mokshayam, liberation and bondage. How? When the mind is absorbed in sense objects, is the cause of bondage. And when the mind is detached from sense objects, that means when it is used in the service of the Lord and his devotees, it is the cause of liberation. So this is a nice verse. Therefore, the mind is always engaged, which is always engaged in Krishna consciousness activities, is the cause of supreme liberation. So, yes, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada and his wonderful disciples, we are here to learn about these very important aspects of life. And we are here to try our best to liberate ourselves by engaging in Krishna conscious activities. Otherwise, we would have been just doing our normal puja, go to temples, take darshan, and don't change our lifestyle. That's what was happening before we joined Krishna consciousness movement. We call it normal, which is not normal actually. So it's just the mercy of devotees who were doing Sankirtan, catching us somewhere in the town or on the street or visiting our homes, like the Christian missionaries do that. They are all over the place. They go to every home with some message of the Bible. And yes, this is our duty too, our responsibility to take the message of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to every town and village. And that's how we are here. We have been saved. Now it depends on us how seriously we take this Krishna consciousness and try our best to engage our mind, our senses, our body in the service of the Lord and the devotees. I was listening to a lecture by SB Keshav Maharaj. He was talking about his danda, the long staff. The audience, do you know what is it and why I'm carrying this staff, danda, sannyas danda? He said it is made of 3 bamboo sticks, thin ones, and wrapped round. And we carry it to always remind us to use our mind, speech, and body in the service of the human kind. Okay? Use our mind, our speech, and our whole body to serve the Lord. When you serve the Lord, means you are serving the humankind. You have to go out and preach, book distribution, Harinam, Prasad distribution, so on. This is our activity. These are the primary activities of devotees. 3 things are very important here. We should be going out doing Harinam. We should be distributing books and prasadam. So, Prabhupada's mercy, we are in his ship. All right, he is the captain. And if we remain and don't jump out of the ship, we are saved. If we jump out, we'll be in problem and drown ourselves in the ocean of okay. Yeah, heaps have got. Okay, the mind. Some verses from Bhagavad Gita, as I mentioned. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramati balavadridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayur eva sudushkaram. Arjuna is speaking. He's saying the mind is restless, turbulent, obstinate. Obstinate means very stubborn. You try to bring it, it'll take you away again. Bring it back, take you all around, wander around the whole universe. So it's very obstinate, very strong. Oh Krishna, and to subdue it, I think, is more difficult than controlling the wind. This is Arjuna's realization of the mind. It's very restless and very turbulent. Just like when there is a storm, the ocean is very turbulent, the waves. And of course, stubborn Sometimes we become stubborn. We get complained. My wife sometimes complains. You get so stubborn. Don't listen. Yeah, we get stubborn. And it's very strong. So he says it's more difficult than controlling the wind. That's true. This is one verse from there, and the other verse is 6.5. I'll just read the translation. One must deliver himself with the help of his mind. Bhagavad Gita 6.5. Help of our mind, and not degrade ourselves with the mind's dictation. The mind is the friend of the conditioned soul and his enemy as well. The mind's dual nature plays both roles as a friend and as an enemy. So if we use the mind in the correct way, in the correct direction of path, and very simple is serving the Lord and his devotees, then our mind is our friend. Otherwise, it will degrade us. It will become our enemy. And Bhagavad Gita 6.6, it says, for him who has conquered the mind is the best friend. The mind is the best of friends. But one who has failed to do so, his mind will remain the greatest enemy. Repetition. So the Gita emphasizes the need to control the mind through practices like meditation and self-discipline. Meditation and self-discipline, controlling the mind. How to control the mind? In one of the verses, 6.26 Bhagavad Gita, it says, Yato yato nischalati manaschanchalam asthiram tatastato niyama nimaithad atmani eva vasham nayat. Okay, Krishna says, from wherever the mind wanders, due to its flickering and unsteady nature, one must certainly withdraw it and bring it back under the control of the self. Krishna says that. So Krishna says we can control the mind by two things, abhyas and, yes, abhyas and vairagya, means suitable practice, and detachment. Vairagya means detachment. So that's what Krishna says. Bring it back. That's practice. You have to do it again and again and again and again until you can control your mind easily. But it requires a lot of practice. The mind wanders, very flickering, very restless, very turbulent, and so on, very unsteady. So withdraw it from those elements and bring it back under the control of the self. Krishna says, by practice and by detachment. Two important words. Okay, so let's look at the hierarchy of the mind. Where does the mind stand in our mind, in our brain? Indriyani prani ahur indriye bhaya paramana manasastu para buddhi yo buddhe partastu saha. Bhagavad Gita 3.42. The working senses, starts with the working senses, are superior to the dull matter. Our body is made of dull matter. The working senses are above this body, like the hand and the legs and whatever. The body, this is dull matter. So the working senses are superior to the dull matter. The mind is higher than the senses. All our five senses and sense organs, the mind is above that. higher than that. That's a hierarchy. Body, dull matter, then the senses, then the mind. Intelligence is still higher than the mind. So intellect. Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Krishna, long time. Haven't seen you for a long time. Welcome. The mind is, the intelligence is above the mind. And then, what is above the intelligence? Yes? The Dharma. The soul is above this intelligence. Okay, so again, starts with the dull matter, the body, above that is the senses, above that is the what? Intelligence, and above intelligence is the mind. Yeah. Above mind is, have I made a mistake? Okay, let's correct it. All right, I've got the body, the senses, then the mind. Yeah. See, the mind is playing up here. Body, senses, mind, then intellect, and then Atma, the soul. So this is the hierarchy. So the mind is above the senses. And mind is sometimes so powerful, it subdues our intellect too. You know, we have intelligence. It tells us, don't do it. You'll be in trouble, but somehow or other, due to the modes of material nature and our karma, and we just do it. We fall prey to the mind's dictation. So this is the hierarchy of that, the role of intellect we talked about. Now we'll talk about the mind and the senses. Bhagavad Gita 2.60, it says, Yato yatato hi api kaunteya purushasya vipaschitaha indriyani pramathini haranti prasabham manaha. The senses are so strong and impetuous, O Arjuna, that they forcibly carry away the mind even of a man of discrimination who is endeavoring to control them. So Krishna says that. The senses are so strong that they forcibly carry away the mind even of a man of discrimination who is trying to control them. And then in 2.67, it says that as a strong wind sweeps away a boat on the water, strong wind sweeps away, they are like hurricane, the boat will be crashed on a reef. Even one of the roaming senses on which the mind focuses can carry away a man's intelligence. Our senses also roam around. The eyes, the ears, the nose, the taste. They roam around, and if you focus on them, it will carry away. The mind will help you. And then our intelligence is carried away. We just follow the mind. Very simple example, if you want to eat, what is your favorite food? Gulab jamun. Yes, mostly, yes, gulab jamun. Many people now avoid it because very sweet, eh? Nowadays, very health conscious, diabetes and all that. So yeah, in the early days, it was their favorite. They were called bullets, corn bullets, gulab jamun. So if you think about it, then thinking, feeling, and willing. Krishna Maharaj uses a lot of that example. Thinking, feeling, and willing. When you think about it, then you feel, oh, I really want to eat this gulab jamun. And when you are on that stage, thinking, and then you feel about it, and then willing, then you want to do it. Then you go and purchase gulab jamun and eat. So this is how it sweeps away the strong wind sweeps away about on the water, similar to the mind when we focus on sense objects. And Prabhupada has mentioned that they are very, now we'll talk about some of those, so much about the mind you can read. Lots of people, very great personalities have fallen down due to the mind, dictation of the mind, not be able to control the mind. And one example was given, just we have read somewhere. Lord Shiva, who is the Param Vaishnava, and he's a very powerful personality. When he saw the Mohini Murti of Lord Krishna, he was attracted. He was attracted to Mohini Murti, and he started running, chasing Mohini Murti. So, what happened then? Prabhu, you remember? He had a child together. Not in the Bhagavatam, but yeah, he fell. Huh? And then it was carried to somewhere, and then it's implanted somewhere. There's a katha, I'm not very sure, so I'm not going to speculate. So Lord Shiva even was distracted. He couldn't control himself by seeing the beauty of Mohini Murti. So what we speak about as ordinary people. So we have to be very careful. And the other one mentioned was Sobhari Muni. He did a lot of tapasya. He was on the high stage of mystic yoga. And then he visioned, yes. Mohini Murti interfered. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's good. The ladies, Mataji's wife should be able to help the husbands. Hey, stop it. What are you doing? Yes, very important. They are always vigilant. They are always vigilant. Good. Bring them back. Okay, so Mata Parvati did the right thing. Where was I? Saubhari Muni. Yes. Then he was on the perfection level of mystic yoga and doing tapasya in the water. It's inconceivable, but yogis could do that. But then he saw the two fish mating there in the water, and he got agitated. He came out. He went to the king of that place and he said, I want to get married to your daughters. But when he looked at him, he was so ugly, being in the water for so long, all the hair grown and looking like fish himself, ugly fish. Anyway, but he was a mystic yogi. He changed himself, before marriage to a young, handsome man. And I think that king, I don't remember, had 4 or 5 daughters. 55 of many daughters. He wanted to marry one, but all of them wanted to get married to this Sobhari Muni because he was so handsome. And he married them, I think. And then looking after so many wives, he was a mystic yogi, he could. Krishna Krishna was caring for 16,108 wives. Well, he could do it because he's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yes, there were people, so many people in this material world who had so many wives, and then, like 100 children, big family, a village. So Bhari Muni, well, after that he realized he did the wrong thing and he went back to his meditation. And he worked hard to perfect himself again. And another case is Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra, he was a Muni, a sage. He was also doing tapasya in the forest, and he was becoming very powerful in his meditation, yoga. And Indradev, he's always scared that these yogis would take over his throne because they are becoming so powerful. So he sent a what from there? By the name Menaka, Apsaras from the heavenly planets to distract him from his meditation. And she was successful, distracted him. And yes, they united. And I think they had a child. Oh, Shakuntala. There's lots of katha like this. So there you are. Even great personalities fell off their path of self-realization due to the mind and the senses. So we are ordinary people, but we are trying to become devotees of the Lord. And definitely will be successful if we keep trying and doing our best. All right. And what else I have here for you? So the next part of the presentation is that how to control the mind. We have already mentioned most of them. Lord Krishna himself says, Manmana bhavmad bhakto. Always engage your mind in thinking of me. Always engage your mind. When we are in touch with Krishna, in contact with Krishna, then we can, control our mind and then senses as well. He says, just fix your mind upon me in 12.8. Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Mai eva mana adhastava mai buddhim niveshaya nivashishyasi mai eva ata urdhavam sasamshaya. 12.8. Just fix your mind upon me, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and engage all your intelligence in me. Thus, you will live in me always without a doubt. And of course, in 1865, Krishna says, Man mana bhavmad bhakto. Always think of me, become my devotee, offer your respects unto me, offer your homage unto me. Thus you will come to me without fail, and I promise you this because you are my very dear friend. So, how can we think of Krishna always? Sorry? Yes, but we can't be in association of devotees all the time. Today here we are doing it, and then we have programs we can associate with devotees. Of course, at home all are devotees, so you are associating with devotees. Read scriptures whenever you have time, and not whenever you have time. Make time to read scriptures. And of course, the easiest process is chanting the holy name. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada, I was listening to Srila Prabhupada, so let's see if I have something. What Srila Prabhupada says, some more. Calm is desire. our calm can cause us bondage, as we have already mentioned, and also it can liberate us. When calm, desire is used for pleasing our own self, then it causes bondage. But when it is utilized for the pleasure of Krishna or to serve Krishna, then this is the cause for liberation. And Srila Prabhupada gives one example. A person, once a man desired to build a beautiful house because he was very rich. He desired to build a big house for himself, 5-bedroom house with all the facilities. Okay? So, and then there was another person who was thinking, well, why not we should build a beautiful temple for Krishna? That person was thinking, beautiful temple for Krishna. So the first person was desiring for himself, his own pleasure. So that is calm, which is for own pleasure, which will cause bondage. But the second person was, again, he was also desiring, but he was desiring to do something for Krishna. So that's a cause of liberation. So desire can be, as jewel. It can serve as jewel's purpose. It can bind us. It can liberate us. So Prabhupada was asking the crowd, what is the difference? So what is the difference in the two different types of desires that the man had? The first person who was doing the house for himself was calm, desires for serving himself, own pleasure. And the second person who desired to build a temple for Krishna was not calm. It was a calm, yes. But above that is prema. Prabhupada said prema, love for Krishna. He desired something for Krishna, make temple for Krishna. So the first one was calm, second one was prema. And can we stop desires? No, desires cannot be stopped. It's natural. It will come. It comes just like little waves on the ocean. Millions of them come. Desires in our heart. We want that in the mind, things. But we cannot be desireless. Not possible. Prabhupada says it's a very difficult task. So, and we should not be suppressing, of course, suppress the wrong desires. So we should dovetail our desires, change our desires to serve the Lord. And our desires, that means our desires has to be purified. That's the word. We should purify our desires. And when calm is, when our desires are purified to utilize this for Krishna's service, then Prabhupada says that is called bhakti. So we are all doing that. That is called bhakti. And when we are doing bhakti very well, a stage will come. It will be prema bhakti. We should aspire for that. And then Srila Prabhupada also mentioned about the gopis. Many people think, oh, the gopis were lusty because they dressed themselves nicely and went at midnight to dance with Krishna. Prabhupada said that's a misunderstanding. Many people misunderstand the activities of the gopis. Gopis dress them very well, very nicely, beautifully. Why do you think they dressed like that? And they went to Krishna to please him. Yes, for the pleasure of Krishna. That's what we are doing. We are trying to please Krishna here. And the gopis did that as well. They were there to please Krishna, not to satisfy their senses. No, not at all. This is what Prabhupada says we should understand. In the spiritual world, the gopis do the same thing. They are there, millions of gopis. They are serving Krishna in many ways. Their desire is to satisfy Krishna and please him. That's all. Okay. I'll stop here. So we talked about mind, Kabalant. We can make him our friend, or he can be our worst enemy too. We should be able, and we heard about many stalwart personalities who fell down because of mind and the senses. It should be controlled. And how to control the mind? Savai mana Krishna padar vindayo. Use your mind to think about Krishna, to meditate on the lotus feet of Krishna. And by practice and by detachment, we should be able to control our mind. Right. Any comments? Any questions? We love God because of all the facilities and things He gives us. We should do unconditional. We serve God, love God. Not that because He gives us so many things. Of course He will give. He's our Father and we are His children. But we should practice our devotional life in such a way that it becomes unconditional. As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Aslishya Vapa Datam Pinastuma Adarshanam Nam Maram Hatam Karotu Ayatha Vakulam Mat Prananathas Eva. Whatever you do, Krishna, whether you crush me or you hug me, doesn't matter. I'll still. Yes, yes. I think. Yeah, I said they go together. Yeah, Krishna provides us whatever we lack. He gives us whatever we have. He cares for it. And similarly, like mothers, that's the purest love in the world. In this world, the purest love is the mother's love, unconditional love for the children. Nobody else's love is pure. So similarly, we should try to, cultivate that kind of love gradually. Of course, that's your responsibility. Caring for children is the parents' responsibility. We should do it to the best of our ability, and Krishna provides definitely. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Mm. Mhm. Okay.
So I said, so that was my thought to us, but one day maybe he will take it away. But then what the child did, shaved his head, he put ashes on his head, and he became a medical, like a woman. But still, his faith didn't waver.
Wow.
He remained.
Mm.
So I always remember that story because my father is Christian, and I reminded of that story. And he never was fake. I mean, Joe. And then another angle of that question is, as you said, as parents, we provide for our children. But when the children become mature, there will be challenges in their life. Similarly, in our lives, in our faith, development of faith, when you're like new, maybe Krishna will provide everything just to thank them. But then one day, externally or internally, so take away something. We realize it or not. Even if we didn't have time to have everything, at the time of the time, powerful time will still be. We cannot hold on to it. So therefore, it's good to come from God because we come. It's kind of letting go.
Yes.
It's
Let
good.
go.
Oh, the walls of my house is there. Right, when you go to the wall of art, it's a practice of one day the Krishna takes away because whether we like it or not, even Krishna doesn't like it. But that's the law here. That's the package deal. Birth, death, old age. So therefore, we have to be ready and get back. We don't have to be chilled to be tested. That's why tapasya important to remind us. None of the get point of get every moment that's dead, every moment birth, death, COVID, cycle in this lifetime, you actually experience like more conscious that when I sleep, that's like this. If I don't wake up, I don't know. So you're lucky here.
Thank you. Very nice. Yes. Everything will be taken away. What by material nature. That's the law. That's how it's created in detachment. We should start getting detached from all these things. Yeah, we now understand. We'll not take the house, we'll not take my wife or husband. We'll go alone, came empty-handed and go back home or wherever we go, empty-handed. So the word let go should come in like my age and, we should let go. Yeah, that will be taken away by Krishna. So we must now try to, focus more on Krishna's lotus feet and make good progress in our bhakti. Yes. Yeah, we will not take anything material. The only thing goes is our bhakti. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much for your contribution to Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Prabhupada Ki Jai. Gaur Premanandi Hari.
Bilvamangal Dasa I SB.